And welcome to a chilly November late afternoon here in New England in a matchup of two 5-2 teams, the New York Giants and the New England Patriots. And now welcome to America's Game of the Week, everybody. I'm Joe Buck. That is Hall of Famer, three-time Super Bowl champion quarterback Troy Aikman. And Troy, when you look at this matchup and you look at the New England Patriots defensively, it's hard to believe that any Bill Belichick coach defense is last in anything, but they are the worst ranked defense in the NFL.
Yeah, and their pass defense has been especially poor, where they've given up just a lot of big plays, and they've been able to get away with it through much of the season because they've been so explosive offensively, scoring a lot of points. That hasn't been the case the last couple of weeks. I know in talking with Tom Brady, he said the real key for them today is getting back to basics, running the football better than they have, and then that will open up some of the big plays that they were getting earlier in the year.
And this is a Giants defense that has struggled against the run. Meanwhile, offensively, we saw a great stretch put together by Eli Manning when they won it all back in 2007. He's playing that well. He is on a hot streak right now for the Giants.
Yeah, and it's a good thing, too, because as we know, the Giants have always run the football well. Coming into this season, they expected to run the ball better than they have in recent years. That hasn't been the case. Today, they're without Ahmad Bradshaw, and Eli Manning is the reason why this team is 5-2, and he'll be the reason why they get to 6-2 if they win this one.
Yeah, and not only are they without Ahmad Bradshaw, they're without their top receiver, Hakeem Nicks, and their starting center, David Boss. For more on the running back situation, down to the field, and Pam Oliver.
Well, the Giants will tell you as much. They need running back Brandon Jacobs today, the old Jacobs who used to use that big body to just wreck some people. I spoke to a very focused player before the game today. He promised to use this opportunity today and to punish anybody who gets in his way. Back to you, Joe.
All right, Pam, thank you. As we look at the weather, and there's a guy who plans on punishing anybody that gets in his way. I kind of feel that's the way Aikman's feeling today, but we'll get into that maybe a little bit later. It is 54 degrees. It's chilly. It's November. What the heck? It's New England. Here we go. And waiting deep for it is Devin Thomas, and he will take it out. And Thomas will get across the 20, wrapped up and spun down at the 22. And as they come onto the field after a nice little fight, and these are two teams that play every year in the preseason, so they know each other very well. There's Eli Manning. We talked about his good stretch, and he is without Hakeem Nicks on the outside. Kevin Booth gets the start at center for the injured David Boss, out with a bad knee. And so begins this tough stretch of the schedule for the Giants here in New England. Start with a throw, and it's complete to Manningham. 13 yards for Manningham. And now we welcome in a new audience as you're watching the first play from scrimmage, and a good start from Manning to Manningham for 13 yards.
So much talk this week about getting Brandon Jacobs going early in this ball game, and they go with play action, opens it up for a nice gain to Manningham.
Play action on first down. Manning to the sideline, hits him again, and now the ball comes out. It is incomplete. So two targets for Manningham. One was good for a catch, and this one incomplete. Now we look at this defense, which will be tested, and there are some changes with this defense. And as you mentioned, they are last against the pass, and they are last ranked in the NFL. And they have constantly moved players in and out in that secondary at 2nd and 10. Brandon Jacobs ready to punish, and the big back picks up 8.
Well, we heard Pam Oliver come into the game talking about Brandon Jacobs and his mindset as he enters this ball game. Over the last 2 years, he's been averaging about 8 to 9 carries a game, and he felt that he deserved more opportunities. And with Ahmad Bradshaw being out this one, he's going to get plenty of opportunity in this game.
It's 3rd down and 2. Manning ready to put it out, bears it out down the sideline, and complete. And the intended target again was Manningham, with Devin McCourty back there defensively for New England. So a quick first down and then 3 and out to follow. It's time for a Giants punt.
Pretty interesting start there with the Giants coming out, throwing the ball early, having some success. The Patriots playing more man-to-man coverage there in that first possession. They started the season out with a lot of man coverage, went to more zone coverages the last few weeks, but matched up with them on third down.
Edelman waits for it. It's off the right foot of Weatherford, and that will carry Julian Edelman out of bounds. They will mark him at the 10. And there is a flag down at the 45. That's Pete Morelli. And we'll take a break. It was against the Patriots, so here comes Brady. Here comes New England. Their first possession when we come back. Well, there is Tom Brady, and quite simply, he doesn't lose here at home. Patriots have won 20 straight during the regular season here at home, and Brady has lost his last 31. But won his last 31 here in Foxborough as he hands to Ben Jarvis Green Ellis. And a nice start offensively for New England as Ben Jarvis Green Ellis gets 18 before he's dragged down by Kenny Phillips.
You're going to see him coming out the left side here of this offensive line. They do a nice job doubling up, push. And you see the hole that was afforded Ben Jarvis Green Ellis.
And a guy who's been battling bad toe has a season-long 18-yard carry. So they go to him again, and this time he is brought down immediately. Kiwanuka on the stop. We'll look at this offense, which comes in ranked 3rd in the NFL. They've put up a lot of points except the last 2 weeks here at home against Dallas and then last week at Pittsburgh.
Yeah, there was a time there where they had a nice stretch of 30-point games, and that was broken 2 games ago against Dallas. Through the early part of this season, they were averaging, Joe, close to 500 yards of total offense a game. The last 2 weeks, less than 300.
Delayed handoff. Green Ellis picks his way forward, crosses the 25, gains 4. Linval Joseph on the stop, and we'll look at this defense, which has really struggled in slowing down the run, and a lot of that is on this group up front, with a rookie linebacker starting in the middle, Greg Jones.
Yeah, and Perry Fewell, defensive coordinator, he talked about it coming into this game and felt that the New England Patriots would try to pound them with the running game, and they've certainly tried that here in the first few plays.
On 3rd down and 6, the pass is caught, and a nice tackle is made by Roll on Aaron Hernandez. And that sure tackle, a gain of 4. And after that first down, 3 and out followed. And it's time for the New England punt. This is a good tackle.
That's an excellent tackle by Antrell Roll. He actually leads the Giants in tackles on the season, and it's pretty impressive for a guy who was drafted by the Arizona Cardinals as a cover corner to now make this transition to safety and be as physical as he is.
Here is Zoltan Mesko putting his left foot into it, and a fair catch is called for by Aaron Ross. 46-yard punt. Giants will have it for the 2nd time today. No score in Foxborough. You never know what you're going to pull out of one of those ovens. And so it's starting from the 22. The Giants, their 2nd possession. And the handoff is to Jacobs. Coming off their game last week, Troy, head coach Tom Coughlin said their offensive line and that come from behind win against Miami didn't block anybody, and they are trying to get their running game going to take a little bit of the pressure off Eli Manning.
Well, you can tell in talking with Tom Coughlin that, you know, he's disappointed, embarrassed, upset about the lack of running game. This is a guy who strongly believes in the ability to run the football and stop the run defensively, and they've been able to do neither.
2nd down and 6. Quick setup and throw, and the catch made for a first down by Victor Cruz, a gain of 7. And Cruz has really stepped up and filled a huge role when they've needed it.
Yeah, what a year he has ended up having. You know, all the discussion coming into this season about losing Steve Smith, not having a slot receiver, and Victor Cruz is second on the team in receptions and has been a big play threat for them. And now in this ball game, he's going to have to play out wide.
Here is Jacobs spinning. It takes a group to bring him down after a gain of 2. Just to go further with Victor Cruz, since week 3, stepped in for the injured Dominic Hickson. Across the NFL, he's number 8 in receiving yards, number 4 in yards per catch, tied for 3rd with 7 catches of 25 or more yards, and tied for 2nd with a couple of receiving touchdowns. So he has blossomed. Free agent out of UMass. 2nd down and 8. A pump fake, and then underneath it's Jacobs. And Brandon Jacobs runs right through McCourty and picks up a 1st down. So he punished McCourty like he said he would, a gain of 10.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see a lot of this. Him trying to finish runs. You know, last week in New York and that win against the Miami Dolphins, he only had 4 carries in that ball game, fumbled one of them, didn't catch a ball on a screen that would have been a big gain, and was booed by the hometown crowd. And I think he wants to come out here and show what he's capable of doing. That was a nice finish to a catch to pick up the 1st down.
On 1st down over the middle for Ballard. Fought for it. Ninkovich on the coverage, and it's 2nd and 10.
Well, that's what the Giants are going to try to do in this ball game, is take advantage of these linebackers. Rob Ninkovich is the one in coverage there on Jake Ballard, and pretty good coverage there. Obviously a ball that was underthrown. Ballard trying to come back and make a play on it. But when you talk about the struggles that the Patriots have had in pass defense, a big part of that has been the linebackers. They have not been very good in coverage.
Blitz coming. Giants pick it up. And a handoff to DJ Ware, his first of the day, a gain of 1. Let's go for a game break. Here's Kurt.
The San Diego Chargers trying to bounce back from 2 bad losses, particularly that one on Monday night, scoring their opening drive against the Packers. Vincent Jackson, 23-yard reception from Phillip Rivers. 7-0 San Diego out front quickly. Joe, Troy, and Pam.
All right, Kurt. Green Bay looking for their 14th straight win. Rodgers coming into that game completing passes at 72%. It's 3rd down and 9 here. Manning with a pocket throws, and what a hit. Spikes put it on Ballard, and they're going to mark Ballard a yard shy of a 1st down.
Well, Spikes is dropping in coverage, and then as soon as he sees Eli Manning come underneath to Jake Ballard, I mean, immediately there to put a lick on him, and a nice job keeping him from coming up with the 1st down.
He needed 9. That was good for 8. And we'll see how good Weatherford is at knocking it down inside the 20. Better yet, inside the 10. Former Jet hangs it high, and a fair catch is called for by Edelman. He's looking for some interference with the right to catch it. They're going to mark him at the 6. Punt of 40 yards. Ballard was stopped by Spikes. Weather couldn't be any better just outside the great city of Boston, Massachusetts, in Foxborough, and Tom Brady has been on quite a roll, as have the Patriots, and they just simply do not lose here at Gillette Stadium, which has been open since 2002. Last time the Patriots lost to an NFC team, the Green Bay Packers, back in 2002. Pass is caught by Branch, and Deion Branch hit immediately by Michael Coe. A gain of 6.
You know, talking with Perry Fuel coming into this ball game as to how they were going to handle Wes Welker. And he said when he lines up on the outside, they were going to put Corey Webster on him, but when he lined up in the slot, it was going to be Antrell Roll. But that's a couple times now here in the early going we've seen Aaron Ross in coverage on Welker instead of Roll.
It's 2nd down and 4. Ben Jarvis Green Ellis gets around 1 tackle. As Grant couldn't bring him down, a gain of 3, so it'll be 3rd and 1 coming up.
Yeah, Deion Grant in a great position there to make a play and stop him from no gain, just unable to get him to the ground.
You see Welker check in. He has the amazing innate ability and a feel to find the soft spot in coverage in a zone, and that's what makes him so tough to cover.
Well, he's been such a big play guy for them, more so this year than he had been in previous years, but his biggest reception the last 2 weeks is just 13 yards.
Nice play made in the backfield on Danny Woodhead, and it was Deion Grant who got in there and made the stop, a loss of 1. And this will be only the 11th time all season that the Patriots have gone 3 and out.
Looked like Chris Canny there. He's the one who's able to get the pressure right up the middle initially, which disrupted the timing there. They're trying to crack block him with Rob Gronkowski, but he got penetration and was able to disrupt the play.
Under 5.5 to go opening quarter. Mesco hits it, and a fair catch is called for as it drifted on Aaron Ross. A punt of 50 yards. 3rd possession for the Giants. No score in Foxborough. Justin Tuck like that last effort. The Giants defensively have allowed 140 or more rushing yards 5 straight games. And now Eli Manning, who was on pace for a career year in all the big categories, takes over at the 36, hands to Jacobs. And Jacobs met at the line, goes forward for 2. And the first guy there was Dedrick, who came off the physically unable to perform list last week.
You know, you think about Brandon Jacobs, and to go back kind of to what his mission is in this ball game. Last week in that win against Miami, there was a time when I saw a guy make a tackle with him with just an arm tackle, and boy, just a few years ago you would never have seen something like that.
Underneath, it's Jacobs right over the middle. Spikes drags him down. It'll be 3rd down here. We go for a game break. Here's Kurt.
Chargers scoring their opening possession. Packers answer on theirs. Aaron Rodgers to Jermichael Finley, 5-yard score. Looks like it might be one of those days. 7-7 in the first quarter. Joe Troy and Pan.
The only undefeated team left, the Green Bay Packers, and the Chargers need that one badly.
Well, if you're going to beat the Packers, you better plan on scoring a lot of points.
3rd down and 5. Four-man rush. Manning got rid of it just before he went down. Ninkovich was in there. Andre Carter was in there, and it's 4th down for New York.
Yeah, just not much there for Eli Manning. You got the Patriots playing zone coverage behind it, and no one was able to get open for Eli, and protection just ultimately breaks down. They're able to apply the pressure and then get to Eli before he found someone open.
Another punt. 5th punt of this game already. The 3rd for Weatherford, and Edelman stays in bounds and then goes backward. Zach Diassi, who snapped it, was downfield. Eli Manning got crunched and then took a helmet to the chin from Vince Wilfork. Patriots have it, no score. All 6'2", 325 pounds of Vince Wilfork, 3-time Pro Bowler, got into the face of Eli Manning on that last pass. And now Tom Brady, who has been sacked 10 times over the last 3 games, taking on the Giants, who lead the NFL in sacks. Play action, and it's been Jarvis Green Ellis. making a move, and he is forward for a first down. Kiwanuka on the stop for New York.
Good defensive struggle here in the early going, and Ben Jarvis Green Ellis not a big threat in the passing game. That was just his 5th reception on the season, but the Giants doing a good job. You know, when you play the Patriots, you want to make sure you don't give up the big play down the field. That's what they thrive on. And as I was saying earlier, the last 2 opponents, the Cowboys and the Steelers, have done a good job not giving up the big plays in the passing game to Tom Brady.
Giants look like they're bringing it. They are. Ben Jarvis Green Ellis has been busy here early. Picks up 5. Antrell Roll on the stop for the Giants. There was some question as to whether Ben Jarvis Green Ellis would even play in this game, and he's been busy here early. 2nd and 5. Been dealing with an injured toe. Good. Fake it to Woodhead. Brady has all day, and he hits Welker. And Welker takes it down inside the 45. Brought down by Kenny Phillips after a gain of 25.
Sorry, Joe. Man coverage across the board. Antrell Roll in the slot as we anticipated. Just a good release by Wes Welker, working the middle of the field. Gets the separation, and a well-thrown ball by Tom Brady. You know, he's so difficult. There's not many guys that can line up on Wes Welker and keep him from getting the ball with no help. And so the only way you can really do it is you've got to be able to disrupt his timing off of the line of scrimmage and jam him up. And Antrell Roll was unable to do that.
That's really what the Steelers did to him last week. On first down, Brady slings it into the ground. Gronkowski, the closest to it. Where does Tom Brady rank on your all-time list, Troy Aikman?
Well, he's awfully high. I would say that. You know, they asked me a lot, who do you think the best of all time was? I didn't see Otto Graham and, a lot of the other greats, but of those that I've seen, actually the guy that Tom Brady looked up to when he was growing up is Joe Montana. But Tom Brady is certainly in the discussion.
Two-time league MVP, including last year. There's Gronkowski. In that 07 season when the Patriots were almost perfect and ran into the Giants team in Super Bowl 42, lost by 3.
There was a time, Joe, talking about all-time great quarterbacks and where does Tom Brady rank and all that. I think if you look across the league right now, it's about as good a time as there's ever been at that position as far as the level of play that some of these teams are enjoying.
It's 3rd down and 4. Brady steps up, and he will be brought down near the marker. It's a first down for New England. Kiwanuka dragged him down, but Brady got just enough.
Well, the Giants again go man coverage across the board. He couldn't find anybody open, but you see the lane that he sees right away, and not needing any more than he needed to pick up the first down. A good decision by Tom Brady running for it.
Under 30 seconds to play in the quarter. Ben Jarvis Green Ellis running to the left. Gets just inside the 30. And that'll be it for the opening quarter here between the Giants and the Patriots. Two teams coming in 5-2. And there's no score after 1. Fox NFL Sunday will return after this from your local Fox station. A scoreless first quarter in the books. It's 2nd down and 7. They fake it to Green Ellis, and this one is batted up and picked off. Kiwanuka with the interception. And Matthias Kiwanuka with a takeaway, but he had help.
Oh, it was Michael Boley who got a hand on the ball and tipped it up, and that's why Kiwanuka was able to get the interception. Here's Michael Boley in the middle. They run it off of play action. You see initially he's there, and then as he's dropping into coverage, he's able to get a hand on the ball. Nice job by Kiwanuka being prepared for and being able to make the play.
Nice play by Boley, and then that reaction from Brady on the sideline. Now the Giants have it. They haven't turned it over for 2 straight games. Hand off to Jacobs, hit the hole hard. And Brandon Jacobs picks up 5. Brandon Spikes on the tackle for the Patriots.
That wasn't a red zone interception. Wasn't inside the 20-yard line, but down on that end of the field, Tom Brady's been about as good as anyone, in protecting the football and not turning it over, and at least giving the team an opportunity to come away with some type of points.
It's 2nd down and 5. Manning backpedaling as he throws, and it's dropped by Jacobs. Well, here you go, Brandon Jacobs. You've been wanting the football. Today is your day with no Ahmad Bradshaw, and it's been a lot of Brandon Jacobs here in the first half. He'll check out on 3rd and 5.
I think Brandon would rather get the ball handed to him than trying to catch it. He's not a big part of what they do in the passing game.
He's caught 2 today. He's rushed it 5 times. Spikes came across, but he says there was movement on the Giants side. By the way, Ramses Barton was out there on that 3rd and 5. He was just activated. Here's the call.
Offside. Defense. 5-yard penalty. It results in the penalty is a 1st down.
And here's a look at it. I didn't see anybody move, and I'm not sure exactly what it was that Brandon Spikes saw.
Well, there was David Deal flinched, and the officials missed it. Spikes came across, and that 5 yards gives the Giants the easy 1st down.
Yeah, I think that's the thing you've got to be careful of as a defensive player when the flag hasn't been thrown, but yet you go ahead and come across the line of scrimmage.
1st down at the 39. Manning sliding, throwing, flag is down, and this one is batted away. A nice play by McCourty, and we'll get the call. There's a flag back down just inside the 30. And it's a hold against the Giants.
Holding. Number 66 offense. 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Big deal right here. It's Albert Hainsworth, and look at the push that he gets. He's just driving David Deal right back into Eli Manning. They get the hold on him. That was a dangerous throw that Eli Manning tried making right there. He has been sacked more this year than in previous years, but he still has a tendency to throw the ball off his back foot to avoid the sack, and that was a dangerous throw that very easily could have been intercepted.
Now it's 1st and 20, setting up a screen, and it's not there. It bounces at the feet of DJ Ware. Now 2nd down and 20 for Eli Manning. Since he became a full-time starter, he's number 3 across the NFL in wins, behind his big brother Peyton with 75, and Tom Brady, who he is opposing today, with 68. Eli was 64. As he makes his 111th consecutive start. Handoff to Ware. And DJ Ware turned nothing into a nice game. Picks up 10 to bring up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, not much there at all. Along that offensive line, good job of Ware just turning basically a negative play into something positive.
Makes the third down conversion a bit easier. The Giants have not converted one so far today. On third down and 10, this one is tipped. And a nice play is made at the linebacker level from Mark Anderson.
Well, the Patriots bring pressure off of the slot. Couldn't tell if Eli Manning expected to be picked up or not, but it comes right in his face there. You see Adams, he comes in untouched, and it forces Eli to get rid of the ball earlier than what he had wanted to.
Ramses Barton, who is back, being out for almost a full calendar year with a broken ankle, was the intended receiver. Activated and playing without Hakeem Nicks. Here's Edelman. And Edelman gets back to the 20. That's it. Zach Diassi again, the first one down there. Eli Manning. Not only the incompletion, but he gets a hit on the end of it. Nothing early second quarter. Court possession for the Patriots, no score. Starting from the 20, and the handoff is to Ridley. And the rookie picks up 3 over the right side. Here is the day so far offensively for New England. Their last drive, which was a good one and got them into an area where they were looking at points, ended with a pick.
Well, you think back to last week's loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and you know, they only had the ball for 20 minutes of that ball game, but even when they had the ball, they didn't do much with it. It was their least productive day offensively, but they averaged just 4 yards per offensive play.
Second down and 7. Fake the handoff, and the pass caught by Gronkowski, who is dragged out of bounds with a first down for the Patriots, a gain of 7. Kiwanuka on the stop for the Giants.
Well, a nice job of Tom Brady sliding out of the pocket and then delivering a good ball to Rob Gronkowski. You think back to last year's draft, picking up Gronkowski and then Aaron Hernandez in the 4th round. Those two tight ends have made a huge difference for this offense.
I'll say they've got 27 receiving touchdowns by tight ends since the start of last year. By far the most in the NFL. Number 2 is New Orleans with 15. That's the emergence of Jimmy Graham. That's Ridley over the right side, and a gain of just 1. Saturday, Fox Sports steps into the octagon with an epic heavyweight title fight as the #1 ranked contender in the world, Junior Dos Santos, squares off with undefeated world champion Cain Velasquez in the must-see live event you can only catch on Fox. Dos Santos Velasquez for the UFC Heavyweight Championship of the World, live Saturday at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on Fox. Second down and 9. Brady throws and dropped by Gronkowski. Brady dropped it in there, and Gronkowski couldn't hang on. It's 3rd and 9.
Yeah, you don't see that very often. You got Deion Grant, who looked like he may be coming on a blitz, and then he tries to run out underneath Gronkowski, and Tom Brady recognizes it, delivers a pretty good ball. And Gronkowski, you know, as we were talking about, a lot of times you talk about Aaron Hernandez as far as being more of the receiving tight end, but that's not the case. I mean, Rob Gronkowski is certainly more than a blocker. He's the 2nd leading receiver on the team.
Had 10 touchdowns last year as a rookie. Snap too high. Brady corrals it. Gets around Tollefson, and then it's incomplete for Woodhead. Right off his hands as Tom Brady did everything he could. Got the high snap, got around Tollefson, and then threw a pretty good ball.
You can see the snaps high and to the right, and Tom tries to get a hand on it. He's fortunate that he's able to even go back and recover it, and then he makes a pretty good throw to Woodhead. Just not able to convert.
So this is a slow start for both teams as Mesco hits it, and a fair catch called for and received by Aaron Ross. It has been a frustrating start. Not just that guy, but Eli Manning. No score, second quarter. Eli Manning came into this season with a career quarterback rating of 80.2, and you can see how he's jumped that up to 102. He's the number 3 rated quarterback in the league.
Well, some people question the validity or what it all means with the quarterback rating. I think it's a pretty good barometer. I can tell you this, that if you have a quarterback rating in the hundreds, it means you're playing very, very well. Kind of points out what I said earlier as far as some of the great quarterback play we're watching around the league right now.
Aaron Rodgers has been off the charts. You can never forget about Breeze. Breeze and the Saints beat Tampa Bay earlier today. That's Jacobs out to the 30. A gain of 5, and Gerard Mayo was in on the stop.
Well, I know Tom Coughlin wanted to see a little bit more out of the running game in this ball game, but we anticipated that we'd be seeing a lot of completed passes by Eli Manning. But at least here in this first half, really haven't been able to take advantage of some of the things other teams have been able to against this secondary for the Patriots.
6 of the 7 quarterbacks the Patriots have faced have thrown for 300 or more yards. Here's Cruz, and Victor Cruz has enough for a Giants first down, a gain of 13. Kyle Arrington on the stop for the Patriots.
Victor Cruz, who comes back home. He went to UMass in college. They didn't really know what they had in him certainly last year when they picked him up as a free agent, and they weren't real sure when he got his opportunities this year, as you were talking about a little bit earlier, Joe. But I think he does a fine job in the slot, and now we're getting a chance to see what he can do on the outside.
Manning, plenty of time, and fires a strike to Manningham, but he is out of bounds. Manningham stepped on the boundary, and it's Brandon Spikes who puts a little exclamation point on it at the end, as Manningham couldn't get him in.
Well, I saw him jump, and I was wondering why he jumped to catch the ball. You know, the ball wasn't that high to begin with, but he felt that he had to leave his feet, and that's why he went out of bounds. And nice job there by Beatty at left tackle, giving Eli Manning some good protection.
Handoff is to Jacobs. Brandon Jacobs carries it out to the 49, a gain of 6. So third down coming up for the Giants. Gerard Mayo made that tackle. Last year led the NFL in tackles, and he has missed 2 weeks this year. Came back last week at Pittsburgh off a bad knee. It's 3rd and 4. A toss to their speed back, Darrell Scott, and he's got a first down for the Giants. So Darrell Scott gets his first carry of the year, and on 3rd down and 4 picks up 5.
Well, right guard Chris Snee, he pulls out, and he's able to get just enough, and Scott's able to make a break then off of that block inside, and a good job of finishing that run and picking up the first down.
And now for the Giants, their first offensive play run in New England territory. On first down, Manning with protection, and he will take off. A flag flies on that gain of 3.
See Bill Belichick on the sidelines. He's yelling at the officials, you know, because he felt there was holding by the Giants. It looked like maybe on right tackle McKenzie.
Number 67 offense. 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
I don't think that flag came out initially. McKenzie's right here at right tackle. I didn't see the flag come out, but it was Belichick there that came over to the official, and you see he's yelling that it was a hold, and then a flag showed up.
Brandon Dedrick is the one being held by Kareem McKenzie. That makes it 1st and 20, so another hold against the Giants. Manning steps up, finds Manningham. Makes a nice move, and by the end of the play has picked up 9. Went right around Adams. Let's go for a game break. Here's Kurt.
Finland has scored on all 5 possessions of this ball game so far.
Wow. And that's now 13 interceptions thrown by Phillip Rivers, who this has been a lost and confusing season for a guy who many thought was developing into one of the best in the league. As this one is covered up by Eli Manning, as that snap never got to him, in a loss of 8.
Well, it looked like it hit off of Booth when he was snapping it. The ball dribbled back to Eli Manning. So both these centers having some problems with the shotgun snaps. Yeah, you can see it hits off his rear end and rolls back to Eli.
Booth getting the start in place of the injured David Boss. And it's 3rd and 19. Over the middle, pass is behind Ballard. It's 4th down, and that was a big hold in the end by Kareem McKenzie, which put the brakes on this drive by the Giants.
Yeah, because they had a pretty good drive going until the hold there, and this is the route by Ballard, and pretty dangerous. Had Eli have even made a good throw on that one obviously behind him. He got pressured by Rob Ninkovich in the pocket. But I was going to say, the Patriots doing a good job of getting off the field on 3rd down, something they were unable to do last week.
Steelers were 10 of 16 on 3rd down. That's the 2nd time that Ballard's been popped in this opening half. Edelman from inside the 10. And nowhere to go. Good coverage downfield by Jaquan Williams. Patriots have it, and there is still no score. So far, these two teams have combined for 9 possessions, 8 punts and a turnover. That's it. Brady completes it for 2 to Stephen Ridley. Fox Sports is proud to support the Armed Forces Foundation, who offers vital assistance to service members and their families through financial, recreational, and emotional support. The AFF provides better care and treatment for our military. Please support America's heroes by serving those who serve. For more information, visit armedforcesfoundation.org. 2nd down and 8. Handoff is to Ridley. Cuts it back over the middle, and Ridley will bring up a 3rd and short as he picks up 6. Umanura on the stop for the Giants.
We'll see here what the Patriots are able to do on 3rd down. As I was saying, both of these defense really done a nice job here in this first half of getting off the field on 3rd down.
Interesting to see the name and now a delay of game.
12 men in the huddle. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
So it is actually illegal substitution. 12 men in the huddle. And a mild protest put up by the Patriots. Troy, interesting to see Kevin Falk's name on the inactive list. He came back last week, and that game was busy against the Steelers. Solder could not get off the field. They had too many in the huddle, and that'll make it 3rd and 7. You know, Kevin Falk, who is the longest tenured Patriot, inactive today. 4 men on the rush, and they get home. As Brady goes down inside the 10, Jason Pierre-Paul was the first guy there, and Tuck was there to help. And now a huge fight breaks out between these two sides. Umanura and Matt Light are on the bottom of that pile. And there are no flags down on the field at the end of that scrum, and Umanura gets up laughing.
Well, a lot of frustration right now along that offensive line for the New England Patriots. The New York Giants bring a 4-man rush, and this is one of the things that the Giants have been able to do so well, and they anticipated coming into this game that they could get pressure on Brady, just rushing 4, and because of that, they're able to cover him up on the outside. Nowhere for Brady to go with the football.
just getting it away as Mesco. Fair catch at the 48 by Ross after a 42-yard punt. And it's Jason Pierre-Paul who's getting better and better and better. In on the stop with Tuck. Giants have it, no score. Matt Light was in on that last fight with OCU Manura. No flags were thrown. Jason Pierre-Paul now with 14 sacks over his last 14 games. The Giants have their best starting field position, and Jacobs goes nowhere. Wilfork the first one there, and let's go back to that altercation.
Well, here's Matt Light, and you're going to see he comes in on OCU Manura at the end of the play. The play's essentially over at that time. He takes one shot at him, and that wasn't enough, and then he took another one. And that's how it all got started.
Now second down and 11. Out of the backfield, it's Jacobs. Carries Gerard Mayo for a few in a gain of 7. McCourty on the stop. And with under 5 minutes to play in this first half, there is no score, and it's 3rd and 4.
Well, neither of these offenses have looked real sharp here in this first half, especially New England. A lot of frustrating things happening to them. But with that play by Brandon Jacobs, the Giants were at least able to make this a pretty manageable 3rd down.
They fake it to DJ Ware, and the pass is incomplete. Intended target, Ramses Barton, is first game back off that broken ankle, and he could not connect with Eli Manning.
Well, it's tight coverage. You're going to see Phillip Adams there on Ramses Barton, and I'm sure they're tired of hearing about all the things that they haven't been able to do in pass coverage, but they're doing a nice job here in this half against the New York Giants.
These two teams have now combined to go 2 for 12 on 3rd downs today. Edelman waits for it. Weatherford hits it, and Edelman hauls it in inside the 10. And now we welcome you inside our broadcast booth. I am Joe, that is Troy, and eventually there we are. Hi, how are you? And no offense to speak of. And is it the defense, or is it lack of execution by the guys with the football?
Well, I think it's a little bit of both. I've been impressed with what I've seen from the defenses by both the Giants and the Patriots, but offensively, you know, they've struggled. We've seen a lot of things that have killed themselves, starting with the snaps from the center, penalties, just very poor execution, something we really didn't anticipate coming into this game.
5th time in 6 possessions the Patriots start inside their 20. Here's Danny Woodhead. Forced out by Roll after a gain of 14. And a 1st down for New England.
You know, I know in our visit a couple days ago with Tom Brady, I kind of sensed that there was some frustration on his part, and you would expect that because of the outing against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The last couple of weeks haven't been what they were, but I thought they would come in and be able to do a few more things than what they've shown.
Brady. Pass is caught by Welker, a gain of 4.
You know, sometimes, as I was saying earlier, that this is an offense that really has relied in recent years on the big play, and they were getting those big plays earlier this season, primarily to Wes Welker, and that hasn't happened. And sometimes when you get used to making those types of plays and you don't get them, you start getting very frustrated offensively, and that's what I'm sensing from Tom Brady.
Second down and 6 off his back foot, leaning back. Pass is caught somehow by Wes Welker. Corey Webster on the coverage, and Welker makes a catch good for 21.
Yeah, I'd like to see how he caught this, because it was a ball that was a little bit underthrown. And he's able to make a play on it, just barely missing the arms there of Corey Webster.
Patriots have gone 74 straight games without getting shut out in the first half. 2 minutes left in Foxborough. No score. First down for New England. 2 minutes left, and Danny Woodhead carries it over the left side. No Kevin Falk today. A gain of 5. Patriots have all 3 of their timeouts remaining.
Danny Woodhead, a guy who had a very productive season last year, both as a runner and as a receiver. He creates some matchup problems as well. A lot of these guys do, but hasn't really done much here in the last 2 games.
Second down and 5.
Read it. Read it.
Brady over the middle. Pass is caught. And slow to get up and needing help is Wes Welker. He's a yard shy of a first down, but Welker was driven right into the turf by Michael Boley.
Came down right on that right shoulder is what it looked like. Obviously in a great deal of pain.
Think about the deal that the Patriots made with the Dolphins, giving up the 2nd round pick and a 7th round pick to get this guy who's been the best in the league since he came to the Patriots. We'll take a timeout and come back after this. Welker was feeling around that left rib cage area. It's a charge timeout with the injury that stopped the clock under 2 minutes left. So Welker does not have to leave the field. It's 3rd down and 1. Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis has a first down. And a timeout is taken by New England with 1:08 remaining in the half. We look ahead to next week. And the lineup of games on Fox NFL Sunday. Doubleheader game number 1. Saints and Falcons, a good matchup in the South. And then late, America's game of the week. These Giants out in San Francisco to take on the San Francisco 49ers, who won today in Washington. They are 7-1. We're off to their best start since '98 under first-year head coach Jim Harbaugh.
Really done a nice job. I think everybody thought they'd be better, but 7-1, that's awfully impressive.
Alex Smith has really taken off this year under the direction of Jim Harbaugh. On first down, this pass is caught by Woodhead. And he is wrestled out of bounds to stop the clock by Boley after a gain of 14.
Well, here's some of the problems that a guy like Danny Woodhead creates. You're going to see him in the backfield right here. He's just leaking through, and then they're in coverage in man. Michael Boley, he has him, and he's got a 2-way break, so he can go to his left or he can go to his right. He comes out to his right. He gets the step on Boley. Pretty easy completion.
So now inside field goal range. With a minute left in the half. Pass is caught. Gronkowski's got a first down. Out of bounds at the 11 and a gain of 15 yards.
That was great reaction by Gronkowski. Watch where the ball is on him. As soon as he turns around, it's right in his lap. And you've got to react pretty quickly then to be able to make that kind of catch. Great timing by Tom Brady, but a great reaction by Gronkowski. And Tom Coughlin said, what do we have to do?
4 down.
First time either team has been inside the red zone with a ball. It's 1st and 10 from the 11. A timeout is taken by Coughlin. Gives us a chance to tell you that coming up, the Visa halftime report. Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy will have scores and highlights, and they'll talk about Miami getting their first win, and they did it easily at Kansas City. They've come close, including last week at the Giants, and the Bucs with their battle with the New Orleans Saints. Saints winning that game by 11. 55 seconds left in the half, and the Patriots trying to extend that streak, having gone 74 straight games without getting shut out in the first half. Here's the day for Brady. Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis, and Wes Welker. 54 yards on 4 catches for the guy who's #1 in the NFL in reception since he came to the Patriots in 2007 from the Dolphins. Down, this pass batted at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that was going to be interesting too if it hadn't been batted down, because they were man across the board, and Tom Brady was trying to throw the quick slant here to the bottom to Deion Branch. Justin Tuck, he had space too. He had a step. Justin Tuck's able to get up and knock that one down.
Tuck, who's missed a total of 4 games. Bad groin, bad neck. 2nd and 10. Hand off to Woodhead, and he is dragged down almost immediately. 3rd down coming up. The clock continues to run while a couple of players get into it. Jason Pierre-Paul made that last tackle.
Well, this would be a nice stop defensively for the Giants if they force the Patriots to have to settle for a field goal here. A team offensively over the year that has been very good coming away with touchdowns.
3rd down and 8.
3 down. Okay, ram.
Brady, end zone, incomplete. Aaron Hernandez, the intended target, and with 7 seconds left in the half, Gostkowski and the field goal unit will come on for New England, trying to give this game its first points.
You know, I thought last week in that game against Pittsburgh that Tom Brady was not as sharp as what I'm certainly used to seeing him be throwing the football, and that was another missed throw by Tom Brady. A chance for Aaron Hernandez in the touchdown, just failed to make a better throw for the touchdown.
27-yard try by Gostkowski. Good snap, and it is yanked. Field goal is no good, and the 27-yard try is pulled to the left, and this will be, barring something ridiculous, the first scoreless game at the half this season.
Yeah, you're right, Joe. He just pulled it left. Pretty amazing what's happened to the New England Patriots here in this first half, and all of the miscues that have occurred. As I said, Brady misses an open Aaron Hernandez that would have been the touchdown. They missed this for the 3 points. You certainly see the frustration on Bill Belichick's face as well as Tom Brady's.
So it had been 74 straight without getting shut out. This high-flying New England offense in the first half. They have been here today, and there is no score. Visa halftime is coming up after these messages and a word from your local Fox station. We are back, and that is not a misprint. No score as we start the second half, and welcome inside our broadcast booth. You're the analyst, so analyze. What did we just see that first half?
Well, we saw a lot of defense, and we saw some inefficient offense, and I'm probably most surprised by the Giants. I mean, you ask the question then, does Akeem Nicks make that big of a difference within this passing game? I mean, clearly they were going to miss him coming into this game. This was a top 5 passing attack against the last ranked passing defense, and yet Eli Manning and the rest of this group really have not been able to do much with it.
So we'll see how this second half unfolds. The Patriots will start with the ball. You can follow your favorite team all season long just by going to itunes.com/NFL. Little 27-yarder missed by Gostkowski at the end of the first half. And with Slater and Woodhead waiting deep, Hines will kick it away. Pittsburgh Steelers play tonight. They have won 4 straight, and the AFC has a bit of a different look to it. As you start to size up who the teams to beat are, obviously the Patriots will always be in that conversation as long as Belichick and Brady are alive and well and coaching and playing for the New England Patriots. But it's going to be interesting to see who comes out of the AFC this year. Woodhead gets out to the 21. Let's go down to the field and Pam Oliver.
Well, Joe, I asked Tom Coughlin what was working so well defensively. He said, well, it's a combination of bringing pressure and not bringing pressure, and that's why they've been successful there. Offensively, he said, frankly, not a whole lot of guys are able to get free, but he does feel great about how Brandon Jacobs is running the ball. And Joe, and as I heard one player go into the Giants locker room, he said, you know what, we got us a dogfight. Back to you.
Yeah, and it has been a hard-hitting game, no doubt. These two teams have roughed it up after plays. No points starting from the 21. Brady trying to find somewhere to go, and he finds Hernandez. Aaron Hernandez is good for 15 yards. And now they're going to say incomplete. An official came in, the back judge, I believe, came running in, said incomplete, and let's take a look.
You see, he doesn't quite, well, it looked like a catch to me. He's got his right hand and arm under the ball. I mean, obviously it was moving around at this point. But it looked at, yeah, I never saw the ball actually hit the ground. I think that this is, if this is challenged, I think the Patriots would win this one.
I agree. No challenge flag yet. And now there is. It was the back judge that came in and overruled the catch. Looked to us like Hernandez kept that right arm and hand under the ball. We'll get the call when we come back. Remember, the ruling on the field is incomplete. Look to us. The catch was good.
After reviewing the play, it is a catch. The receiver had both hands under the ball before it hit the ground. Ball will be placed on the 36-yard line, first down, and New England will not be charged a timeout.
Yeah, as we said, he got his right arm and hand underneath that ball, and what actually looked like maybe an errant throw was a good throw because he protected Aaron Hernandez. Antrell Roll was driving on the ball from the outside. It's really the only place Brady could have put it to give Aaron a chance to come down with the catch.
There's the day for Brady.
Wait, 20.
First down at the 36.
Wait, 20.
Then Jarvis, Green Ellis. Pretty good run. Over the left side, and Phillips makes the stop after a gain of 7. If you think about this offense, Troy, the first 5 games for the Patriots, they averaged 33 points per game, just under 500 yards per game. Big plays, they had 18 of them, 25 or more yards. The last 2, they've averaged 18.5 points per game and under 300 yards of offense. Only 1 big play, and now here we are, second half scoreless.
59. Alert! Alert! 94's the mic. Out with them.
Second down and 3. Over the middle and picked off. Deion Grant with the interception, and that's the second of the day for this Giants defense. Trying to force it to Gronkowski. Brady has thrown 2 picks. Kiwanuka has 1. A lot of juggling, and somehow Grant hangs on. Giants have it. No score. The frustration continues for Tom Brady, and it's Deion Grant getting the interception. His first of the year. Handoff is to Jacobs. forces his way forward for 2. Mayo on the stop, and we go back to the pick.
Yeah, you're going to see Tom Brady. He's working to his right. He's looking for Wes Welker, and he had him open had he have decided to throw it to him, and that's what leads me to believe that he was anticipating coming back to Gronkowski right before the snap of the ball. He, as you said, Joe, just really was trying to force that one because it was great coverage by Deion Grant, and Brady knows that that one was on him.
It is his 3rd multiple interception game of the season. Tom Brady had only 2 of those last year. Manning finds Cruz. And Victor Cruz is wrapped down, knocked to the ground after a gain of 19.
Pretty much a 2-man route. Initially, they're trying to take a deep shot to Mario Manningham. Eli didn't like it. He comes back late to Victor Cruz. You can see how long this route took to develop. And to be able to complete that pass, you've got to have great protection in the pocket. And that's what he had. They kept 8 guys in to block and 2 guys on the route.
Giants trying to finally put something together down the middle. Ballard. Nice catch down near the 10. And then these 2 get into it again. That is a 30-yard completion to Jake Ballard. Right up the heart of the field. They'll mark him down at the 11.
Well, Eli saw coverage and he had split safeties, and so that's the weakness then in the zone, is right in the middle of the field. Jake Ballard's able to get to it. And we talked about him before. You know, Jake Ballard came in because of his blocking ability, but he has had a nice impact on this team as a receiver.
Yeah, he's actually shocked the Giants how dangerous he's been when he's had opportunities. They didn't expect this at all. Jacobs down inside the 10 and finally goes down after a gain of 4.
Yeah, in fact, Jake Ballard through 7 games coming into this one. He actually had more catches and more yards than Kevin Boss had through 7 games last year. And that was some of the production. We talked about what they were losing with Steve Smith. That was some of the production they were looking to be able to replace, and they've been able to do that.
Ball is at the 7. 2nd and 6. Handoff to Ware. Down to the 4. Wilfork on the stop. Giants start the game with a record of 5-2. They had a 2-game lead in the NFC East. Dallas won today. They're 4-4. Philly plays tonight at home against the Bears. Make that Monday night. What an opportunity for the Giants here today. 3rd down and 3. Manning over the middle, broken up for Victor Cruz. And it was Kyle Arrington and Brandon Spikes coming together on the coverage. It's 4th down.
Yeah, pretty tight coverage there. You can see the little window there he had with Spikes working over. Start throwing the ball over the middle of the field down here in the red zone. It gets awfully tight. But a nice job, even though the Patriots gave up yardage on that drive. Nice job tightening things up in the red zone. They've been pretty good now in the last few games in the red zone, where that was an area of it was awfully tough for them in the early going of this season.
22-yard try by Times. And there are points on the board. And the first of the day belong to the Giants, who had 1st and 10 at the 11. They come away with 3. Tom Brady has just thrown his 2nd pick. Last time the Patriots had the ball, Belichick and Brady are tied right now with Don Shula and Dan Marino for the most wins with a combination of quarterback and head coach since 1966. Brady is looking for career win number 117, which would tie him with Joe Montana, his idol growing up out west, for 7th on the all-time list.
And there's no reason to think either one of those guys are going anywhere anytime soon.
Belichick in his 12th season with the Patriots 3 Super Bowl wins. He's won the conference title 4 times. 8 divisional titles. Here's one on a bounce. Slater from inside the 10. Not much room to run, and he cannot make it to the 20. Brought down at the 16. And it's been a tough, frustrating day for Tom Brady.
I think the defense has done a nice job of mixing it up. As Tom Coughlin said, you know, coming out at halftime to Pam Oliver, they've done a good job in terms of pressure. They've got to Brady with a 4-man rush. They've brought people, but they also on the back end, you know, in the secondary with coverage. Sometimes they've played soft zone. Other times they've come up and challenged the receivers. They haven't allowed Tom Brady to really get a bead on exactly what it is that they're doing.
Before the play, whistles stop the action, and Pete Morelli is going to go to the Patriots sideline and get something straight.
The replay buzzer went off inadvertently. There is no challenge or anything.
Somebody leaned on the buzzer.
I'm sure that was confusing, wondering what exactly just got challenged.
So the first down starting at the 16. Pressure on Brady, who throws, and he's almost picked off for the second consecutive time by Deion Grant.
Deion Grant just kind of lurking in the middle of the field. And that's the guy that Tom Brady's not accounting for. You see him right here. You know, Brady gets flushed, and then he goes to make the throw to the outside, and Deion Grant, because he's coming from the other side of the field, that's the guy that Tom Brady just doesn't account for when he's getting ready to make that throw. Fortunate that wasn't the result of another interception.
Now Antro Roll can't get up. Was pointing to his left knee, left calf, maybe cramping. And so he'll get attention. Tom Brady almost threw his 3rd pick of the day. He was intercepted 4 times against the Bills this year. It'll be 2nd and 10 after a near miss and a near pick. 3-0 Giants. Looked like Antro Roll was cramping as he came over to the sideline, limping, and so now with a play clock at 0.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
I remember before I left you, we were talking about this. This has happened a lot throughout the league, with after a play, after a stoppage, not resetting the play clock, and it's going to cost the Patriots 5 yards.
You see Tom, he was talking to the referee there. He thought that they had reset the clock. That's the signal right there that he's giving. But yeah, you see it more and more, certainly this year.
Here's Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis on 2nd and 15. Tollefson on the stop, a gain of 5, so 3rd down and 10 coming up for the Patriots as they try to figure out something. Here are their 7 possessions today. 2 interceptions, the missed field goal at the end of the first half, and 4 punts.
Yeah, this has not been very efficient. You talked about how many yards they had earlier in the year and the points that they were scoring. They've been trending downward now for several weeks.
3rd down and 10. Brady has it knocked out of his hand. This ball is recovered by the Giants. Knocked out by Michael Boley. And with that empty hand coming forward, it's the 3rd Tom Brady turnover of this game.
Well, you can see the different looks that the Giants are giving defensively. They got Deion Grant up in there. They got the linebackers up, and then Boley, he comes around the edge behind Brady. And yeah, it certainly looked like it was an empty hand, meaning the ball was out when the arm started coming forward, and that is a fumble. Perry Fuel, the defensive coordinator for the Giants, he's put together a heck of a game plan, and these players out on the field are executing it to perfection.
So the Giants take over at the 10. Delayed handoff Jacobs. Touchdown, New York. A souvenir for Jacobs as the Giants have turned the last 2 turnovers potentially into 10 points with the extra point coming up.
Well, there was nobody even there to touch Brandon Jacobs. A nice job up front on that left side of the offensive line, giving him a great hole to run through.
And it's 10-0. Jacobs virtually untouched into the end zone. And the reaction from Eli Manning, looking for a big win on the road here today. Michael Boley with a big defensive play, tipping the ball out of the hand of Tom Brady. And on the very next play, Brandon Jacobs takes it in from 10 yards out, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. So it's getting more and more serious now for the Patriots. It's in danger of losing 2 in a row. Here's Edelman. And he is upended at the 17 by Derek Martin. Let's go back to the turnover, which set it up.
Yeah, here's the turnover. You're going to see Michael Boley, who comes around in on Brady's line side. That's what sets up the touchdown. And Victor Cruz, a wide receiver, he does a nice job here on Patrick Chung, the safety, which is what allows Brandon Jacobs to score. All he had to do was secure the handoff, because that offensive line did a great job, and that combined with the block by Cruz, untouched till he got in the end zone.
Read it.
Out of the shotgun, it's broken up for Gronkowski, and there's Boley again. So he came on a blitz, got the turnover, and now he's in coverage and knocked it away from Gronkowski.
So I was going to say, Michael Boley's having himself a heck of a game, but all these defensive players are.
He's got 8 tackles, a sack, a forced fumble, and 2 passes defended.
The Patriots right there, they tried to get one snapped in a hurry while the Giants were substituting players.
And there is a flag on the field. Woodhead on the carry, and Morelli is looking at the Patriots sideline. It's against the
12
Giants.
men on the field, defense, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Yeah, as soon as the Giants tried to start substituting players, they're bringing in, they take off the big guys, more of their run stoppers, Linval, Joseph. They bring in the pass rushers. Tom Brady recognizes it, gets the ball snapped, and catches them with too many men on the field.
Brings up 2nd and 5. Brady sidesteps the rush and incomplete to Chad Ochocinco. Made the catch but was out of bounds. It's 3rd and 5.
Well, we've seen the Giants, as I was saying, they're mixing things up awfully well defensively and not giving Tom Brady a chance to really know what they're going to do and having to try to figure it out at the snap of the ball. That time they lined up in man coverage across the board. Typically when teams have done that, the New England Patriots are going to make them pay. They were unable to make the Steelers pay a week ago, and so far in this game, when the Giants have given them that, they haven't been able to take advantage either.
Everybody coming. This one is floated incomplete for Woodhead. And let me ask you, Troy, I mean, it's been now 3 weeks in a row. Are the Giants doing to the Patriots offense what the Cowboys did, what the Steelers did, or is there a little bit of a difference?
There's some similarities, certainly. The Steelers ran more of the man coverages than what we've seen today from the Giants, but the Giants have mixed it in very well with the people that they have. I think they've done a nice job. Perry Fuel calling a nice game.
Perry Fuel has seen one cornerback go down after another. Here's a break for the Patriots as Ninkovich is on top of a ball that was put on the ground by Aaron Ross.
It didn't look like he took his eyes off it, but when the ball came down and he didn't catch it with his hands or his arms, it bounced right off the breastplate of his shoulder pads, and that's why it took the bounce it did. So it might have even grazed his helmet.
And so the Giants, Troy, I mean, just rolling. They get the points, they get the turnovers, they get a stop on defense, and then Ross puts it on the ground.
Well, it's demoralizing for a team. We'll see now if the Patriots are able to take advantage of it, but defensively, to be able to get off the field as they just did and force a punt, to have to come right back out with this kind of field position, it's going to be a tough job now for the Giants.
Brady right to the air. Right to the end zone. Incomplete for Ochocinco with Webster on the coverage.
Yeah, you can tell Tom Brady, he just wanted the home run shot because he had a chance for Welker, and if he leads Ochocinco a little bit more, he might have been able to come away with a touchdown, but that was not a well-thrown ball and one that should have been intercepted. You're going to see it here. He takes the deep post. You see the spacing right there with Chad Ochocinco and the separation that he had, but a throw that didn't force him to run and go get it allowed the defender to come underneath the throw.
Corey Webster's been playing well for the Giants as this one is complete. That's Ross on the stop. And a gain of 9 by Welker. This is a secondary that's lost Terrell Thomas, their best corner. In camp, they lose Bruce Johnson, Ryan Witherspoon, and then this week, Justin Tryon. And now Antrell Roll is out with leg cramps. And he hasn't been back since we watched him limp off the field.
I'll tell you, last week, this is 3rd and short. But last week, the Giants defensively did not give up a 3rd down conversion in the second half of that ball game against Miami. They've carried it over into this game and have been very good on this down.
It's 3rd down and 1, and it's Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis for a first down. A gain of 3.
You don't see Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis fall backwards very often. A good guy to give the ball to in that situation. He's a strong, tough, physical runner.
And a guy who's never fumbled in his time in the NFL.
And Sebastian Vollmer getting his 2nd week of action after being injured.
Here's Green Ellis, and now he does go backward. Canty was in there on the stop, and we've said his name a few times already today.
I just think that defensive front has really controlled the line of scrimmage, and that certainly is the key, and that's why the Giants in this ball game have been as good as they've been defensively overall. Chris Canty, like I said, along with everyone else, has really played well.
3rd year with the Giants, former Dallas Cowboy. Now it's 2nd and 13. Quick throw to Welker. Got a block on the outside, and Wes Welker will take it down inside the 15 to the 14, a gain of 10.
Well, they really haven't afforded Tom Brady all that much time in the pocket, so this is like a running play. Just get it out to Welker right away. Sebastian Vollmer was leading the way. Turns into a nice game.
Now 3rd down and 3.
It's a lot of talking to get that play call.
I'm thinking the same thing. See what it's going to be on 3rd down and 3. This one broken up by Coe. And a nice play on Chad Ochocinco by Michael Coe as the depth of this secondary keeps getting tested.
And it was a great release by Chad Ochocinco. You see he sticks him to the outside, comes underneath. It's man coverage by Coe. Coe comes in, maybe a little bit of contact, but really good coverage there by him. And we saw it on the deep ball on the post and then on the slant. Both of those balls should have been completed with a guy who was able to create some separation.
Gostkowski is good from 32. And that makes it a 7-point game here in Foxborough. And Aaron Ross, who is still yelling at himself for putting that punt on the ground, that leads to 3 points. But a good play by Michael Coe, a free agent out of Alabama State. to break up that pass for Chad Ochocinco.
Well, that's a great job defensively by the Giants, and really just adds to the frustration right now by Tom Brady and the Patriots offensively, because they're not accustomed to not coming away with touchdowns when they get down to that part of the field.
So under 5.5 to play here in the third. Giants about to get it back. Devin Thomas is waiting deep. Clayton back there as well.
It's kind of like that LSU Alabama game last night.
Yeah, a lot of hype and not many points. All the points off turnovers so far in this game. Thomas puts it on the ground and then is just able to get back on top of it at the 11.
Would somebody please check Tom Coughlin's blood pressure right now?
I mean, this is he's already a special teams fanatic, always talking about special teams and then ball security, and this one was almost deadly for the Giants.
It's the exact same thing that happened to Aaron Ross, just bouncing off the breastplate of the shoulder pads.
It's pretty calm.
He does.
He's got a 7-point lead on the road at the Patriots. 5.5 to go, third quarter. Here's Jacobs. Balls forward for 2. Keep talking about the schedule for the Giants. Everybody up in New York is, and for New York, they're at San Francisco, at home against Philly, at New Orleans, at home against Green Bay. After this trip to New England, 2nd and 8. Jacobs again. Third down coming up.
Well, I still haven't, he hasn't had a lot of opportunity, but Brandon Jacobs, really haven't seen him run angry like I was anticipating coming into this game. But give credit to the New England defensive front. Do a nice job standing up right guard Chris Snee and not giving Jacobs anywhere to go on that last play.
Third down and 5. Incomplete, and no flag is thrown with DJ Ware, the intended receiver. Gary Guyton with good coverage.
Yeah, I'd like to see that, because it sure looked to me from here that there was pass interference on the play. Ware's coming out of the backfield, and there's the grab of the towel. So I thought it was the shirt, but it was the towel. And then that wouldn't be pass interference.
The Giants now 1 for 9 on third down. About to give it right back to Tom Brady. Pretty good punt. Edelman gets around that first hit, and now the ball's out, and the Giants have it. Edelman returns the favor. And Spencer Pasinger comes away with the football. It is the 4th Patriot turnover of the day. And you can see it was knocked out by Herzlich, the college free agent out of Boston College.
Well, you get into a game like this and a big heavyweight match, and oftentimes special teams really tilts the field in one team's favor, but I don't know that we anticipated it with special teams having the impact like they've had as far as putting the ball on the ground.
Giants take over at the 40. Want to put it up. Cruz. And And the catch is made. Victor Cruz, the catch is good, and a completion of 23 yards.
That's a big-time throw right there by Eli Manning. Nice route by Cruz, but Eli Manning, that's a long way to have to throw that ball. And he was able to put it right on the money with pressure barreling down on him in the pocket.
And he did get both feet down.
I like that. They've been running the ball on early downs a lot, so they go play action, block them up front, try to get something a little deeper down the field, and they were able to Cruz.
DJ Ware in the backfield with Manning, who throws far sideline, and the pass is caught by Barton. Ramses Barton, who is back on the active list and getting a chance to play with the injury to Nix. He's good for 15.
Yeah, and that's not a throw that's all that easy to make. This is the back shoulder fade stop, and you know that he hasn't been getting a whole lot of work with this guy, and yet he comes out, throws it in a situation like this down near the goal line.
During the week, Eli had a chance to work to Barton because Nix was out with a hamstring. Mario Manningham was sick. And it gave Barton a chance to get into the flow. They fake it on the handoff. Manning. End zone. Incomplete for Michael Clayton. Out of bounds, out of the back of the end zone. 2nd and goal.
Looked like that's where Eli Manning was wanting to go initially when he came off the play fake, and yeah, he just lost track of where he was on the field there. But Eli Manning, he did a nice job hanging with him, buying some time, and then locating him. But Clayton just lost track of where he was.
Eli thought he had his 14th touchdown pass of the year. Instead, it's 2nd and goal. Now a delay of game, which will take it back outside the 5.
There's no excuse for that.
Delay of game. Offense, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Yeah, absolutely no excuse for that to happen. In that situation, Eli Manning has to know where the play clock is and how much time is on the clock and not allow this to happen. You have to call timeout. In this situation in the game, on the 2-yard line, to not get the ball snapped is inexcusable.
Now 2nd and goal from the 7. Hand off to Ware to the 5. 3rd down and goal.
You know, you think about it, what a touchdown would mean here for the New York Giants. Still a 2-possession game, whether they score a touchdown or a field goal, but a 14-point lead if they were to cash in with a touchdown. The way that this defense is playing for the Giants, that would be awfully tough for the Patriots to overcome.
Edelman muffed the punt, and now it's 3rd down and goal. Manning floats it. Intercepted. Interception number 5 for Kyle Arrington.
What I was talking about a little bit earlier in the game, that Eli Manning, even though he has taken some sacks this year and not had the interception, he still has a tendency to throw a ball off his back foot to avoid the sack. He does here with Andre Carter on the rush. He lays it up without getting a real good look at what was out in front of Mario Manningham. And 3 points there is big. I mean, I was talking about what a touchdown would mean, but 3 points in that situation is huge. It's a big mistake by Eli Manning.
He had gone 2.5 games without turning it over, and that is a big one. Interception number 6 on the year for Manning. Trying to set up a screen for Gronkowski, and it's not there. So Brady just throws it into the turf. 2nd and 10, and this crowd is starting to get frustrated with his Patriots offense, as we go back to the interception.
Yeah, you can see Kyle Arrington. He's in coverage there on Bear Pasco, but because Eli floats that ball, there's not much separation down in that area of the field between the receivers. So a defender like Arrington can play one guy like he was and still fall underneath for the interception.
It's 2nd and 10, and this one caught by Gronkowski. Tackled by Aaron Ross, a gain of 6.
And that's really, Joe, why you've got to be so precise as a quarterback in that situation, because you don't get the spacing with the receivers. Defenders can react so much quicker than they do in the middle of the field, obviously, that those are dangerous throws when you just float them up like he did on that play.
Now it's 3rd down and 4. It go. Welker into Giants territory. 27 yards to Wes Welker.
Jaquan Williams, he's the one who's able to get the pressure on Brady. You see there the zone coverage, and Welker's just able to find it, and Brady lays it in there nicely.
Snap to Woodhead. Danny Woodhead, with under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter, carries it forward for 3. Linval Joseph on the stop.
You know, you see these momentum shifts all the time. You know, both of these offenses have gotten down in there close and failed to come away with any points. But for the Giants to not get at least a field goal on that one, now the Patriots get the ball, and we see, you know, what a momentum shift will do. And the Patriots offensively now putting something together that they have had a hard time doing.
2nd down and 7. Welker inside the 20. And now the Patriots starting to get hot. 28 yards to Wes Welker.
It's such a great route by Wes Welker. I mean, nobody can cover this guy like that. I mean, that is so difficult if you're Aaron Ross and you're in a trail position and not knowing if Welker's going to break to the right or break to the left. And Welker able to get great separation for the reception.
And also able to pick up his 20th career 100-yard day. 10-3 at the end of 3. Back after this from your local Fox station. Along with our director Rich Russo and our producer Richie Zients, we start the 4th quarter. Joe, Troy, and Pam. America's game of the week, 7-point game. From the 16. Pass caught by Hernandez. Hernandez takes it to the 6.
Well, even with that, the ball came out of Brady's hands pretty quick. Chris Canty just all over him in the back. You see he's able to work right up the middle there. And then Umanura there to finish him off. So he's been put on the ground a lot.
And there is Canty, who gets attention from the training staff. It'll be 1st and goal after that completion to Hernandez for the Patriots when we come back. It is 1st and goal for the Patriots, down by 7. Brady, Hernandez. Touchdown.
Aaron Hernandez working to the flat. Not bad coverage there. You see Webster, he's in man coverage on him and just was unable to make a tackle. Not the worst thing that happened to him, and that's a hard thing to do in the open field against Aaron Hernandez.
This game is tied, all the points off turnovers, and the last 7 after the interception by Arrington, peeling off and making the pick in the end zone, and that led to this.
Yeah, I mean, what a heck of a drive there by the Patriots, just taking advantage of that turnover. You think about it, the Giants, who were about to have a 2-possession lead, now find themselves in a tied ball game.
And that's not a look that the Giants wanted to see. A determined Tom Brady, who came to that sideline after the touchdown throw to Hernandez with that look in his eye like, we are not losing here at home today to the Giants.
Yeah, they kind of like the look that he had there in the first half, don't they?
Yeah,
but you're right.
That was preferable. Jarrell Jernigan will wait for the kick. Been a total of 6 turnovers in this game. The last one, the interception by Eli Manning in the end zone, is basically a 10-point swing.
Well, even these plays in this ball game have become a real adventure.
Instead of getting a field goal try, Patriots got the interception, turned it into 7 points. Here is Jernigan. Jarrell Jernigan out to the 20. Earlier today, and a bit of a tradition here with the Patriots. They love their owner, Robert Kraft, who has been in charge here since '94, and it has been an incredible run of success. 5 conference titles, 3 Super Bowls in '01, '03, '04. Winning those 3 titles, the combo of Belichick and Tom Brady. Here's Jacobs. Jacobs has a first down for the Giants out across the 30.
Now that was a heck of a run right there by Brandon Jacobs, and had a nice hole along that left side, but just a good job of finishing this one. There were some arm tackles trying to get him to the ground, but he just was not going to let that happen.
Again. Jacobs good for 4, and let's go down to Pam Oliver.
Well, Joe, Pat's linebacker Brandon Spikes, who called the plays on defense last week in Pittsburgh, has injured his knee. The Patriots say his return is questionable. Back to you.
So Mayo is in there, Spikes is out, and more of a 4-3 look up front from the Patriots, with Guyton in the middle linebacker. Screen for Jacobs. Brandon Jacobs with another Giants first down.
Well, that was big there because Eli Manning didn't have anything down the field, so he came underneath to Jacobs. And he didn't spend a lot of time dancing around. You're going to see him in the backfield. He's just checking protection, and then he leaks out, and because nothing's open down the field, Eli gets the ball into his hands. More importantly, he got headed up the field to pick up that first down.
At the 42. More Jacobs. Good for 3. Let's go for a game break. Here's Kurt.
In San Diego, Aaron Rodgers continues to be Aaron Rodgers. This is 3rd touchdown pass of the game. This one to James Jones. It's now 38-24 Green Bay on top. I'm sure you know this, Joe and Troy. Right now, Aaron Rodgers, 23 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions on the season.
Oh. This is hot right now in this stretch of games than any quarterback that's ever played the game. It's amazing.
2nd down and 7, delayed handoff to Ware. Met in the backfield by Wilfork. And then brought down after a loss of 2.
Well, Vince Wilfork, he just is able to work around Chris Snee. Here he is. Chris Snee's not used to having that kind of action against him. And it's actually Snee who Ware runs into.
This is the loudest this crowd has been all day. 3rd and 9. Good catch by Manning, who just throws it up and out of bounds. Getting rid of it, Eli Manning. It's 4th down.
Yeah, the snap doesn't even give him a chance to try to complete the pass. The play was over at the snap of the ball by Kevin Booth. The ball's high and to the right. He's able to get it with one hand. It might have been designed for him to roll out to the right. I'm not exactly sure because there was pressure on the backside. They brought a blitz. He's had no chance to try to find somebody open.
Edelman waiting. He gets another chance. On the run, makes the catch. Stays on his feet. And actually goes backward, brought down at the 21. That's where Brady will start with it. With the Patriots and Giants tied at 10. (10-10) game. Patriots have it at their own 21. A little trickery by the Patriots. Direct snap to Woodhead and then the handoff to Welker. That's good for 13 yards.
It looked like that might have almost been a disaster in the backfield. It looked like it was supposed to go in right away to Woodhead, but it wasn't real clean, but yet they made it work. Nice blocking on the outside by Deion Branch.
Even a little toss from Woodhead to Welker. Coming on that end around, 13 yards and a 1st down.
Yeah, a lot of those receivers actually prefer for it to be tossed in the air like that rather than handed off because they're just not used to taking a handoff.
Play action from Brady over the middle. What a catch. Gronkowski is thrown down inside the 40. And he went down low to grab that throw from Tom Brady.
Yeah, in fact, Brady even said that he doesn't have to be perfect on his throws to Gronkowski because he's so long and rangy. That's a hard one to make for a guy that size with a ball coming in hard and low when you're on the move across the field to make that kind of catch.
27 yards for Rob Gronkowski.
59. Wait, 20.
And a false start. The umpire who threw the flag.
False start. Number 70 offense. 5-yard penalty. So 1st down.
Left guard Logan Mankins. You can get coverage of every NFL game with NFL Mobile. Call ** NFL now. First and 15. 3.
50 seconds to Mike. 20.
Good pocket for Brady, who throws and out of the reach of Ochocinco.
Now, this is some of the problems that the Patriots have had with Tom Brady and Ochocinco and their timing. You know, they got one-on-one on the outside versus Michael Coe. Chad Ochocinco does. You see him push off on Coe, trying to create some separation. There was a time when if you came up and played man-to-man against him, you would have a hard time not giving up some awfully big plays. We've seen man-to-man against Chad Ochocinco. I wish he'd change his name back to Chad Johnson. And they have not been able to take advantage of any of it.
6-time Pro Bowler, and he has had minimal impact so far on this Patriots offense. He has no catches today, been thrown to 4 times. Gronkowski again. That'll bring up 3rd down and long. Gronkowski good for 6.
You just kind of wonder right here on the field what Bill Belichick would be thinking if this is 4-down territory. I don't think it would be if they don't get any yardage here on 3rd down, but if they were to pick up a little bit, whether they would try to kick a long field goal or if maybe they would go for it.
Be a 56-yard field goal try from here. Career long from Gostkowski is 53.
Over.
Extra men on the rush. Brady throws and finds Welker. And Wes Welker is good for the catch. And it depends on the spot. Morelli looks around and he's going to call for a measurement. Welker looked to be a little short with where they marked it. But we will get an official call from Pete Morelli as he is called for the change. Good enough.
Really nice route here by Wes Welker. He's going to be in the slot. You're going to see when he gets a good release, but then he leans back in on Antrell Roll. Right at the top, he leans like he's going to go inside, and it forces Roll then to get back on his heels just enough that when Welker breaks to the boundary, he's got the separation, which even with the ball thrown behind him, he's able to make a play on it uncontested by Roll.
That was a good spotting of the football. You can see Welker come down just at the marker. Here is Ben Jarvis Green-Ellis carrying it for 3.
Hey, this guy, we were talking about him a little bit earlier, Joe, when he was with the Dolphins. In fact, Belichick said that, well, we couldn't stop him when he was with the Dolphins, so why not trade for him and bring him to New England? At that time, he was the 3rd receiver. Perfect role for him. I don't know that anybody anticipated he could be the #1 guy. I certainly didn't, but yet he's been that and more.
5'9", 185 pounds, and a guy who at one point was cut by the San Diego Chargers. 2nd and 7 over the middle, and Welker didn't get his head around. Wasn't ready to try and make the catch. It'll be 3rd down.
And he wasn't ready because Roll this time is able to get his hands on him. And so it was just enough to disrupt the timing with him and Brady.
It's 3rd down and 7. It's a big weapon back in there for the Giants. Antrell Roll, they're leaving earlier with leg cramps.
You know, Roll came into this game pretty jacked up about facing Wes Welker.
Rolling to his right, Brady. Incomplete. And again, Ochocinco the intended target. They've now thrown to Chad Ochocinco 5 times. No catches.
Yeah, Ochocinco kind of threw Brady off. It's going to look at the top of this route like he's going to the corner. Right there, see the angle? It looked like he might be going to the back pylon. And that's where Brady then started to throw the ball. These receivers, they have some flexibility within these routes. But it's pretty obvious he and Brady are not on the same page.
45-yard try for Gostkowski. And this one is absolutely drilled. He's missed from 27. He's made 2 of 3. And the Patriots have their first lead of the day. Fast-moving city. Boston, Mass, and the OT is coming up right after the action here in Foxborough.
Well, Boston's a great city, isn't it?
It is. It was fun being here this weekend, and the weather was perfect. Great city to walk around and enjoy. Great history, and they love their Patriots as Devin Thomas from the goal line takes it. Now the Giants are down by 3. And Thomas makes it to the 15. That's it. Slater, the first one downfield to make the hit. Eli Manning had that delay game and then threw that interception in the end zone at the end of the 3rd quarter, and now will try to make up for a couple of critical mistakes as he trails for the first time today.
Yeah, you think about it, that delay of game changed then the play selection that Kevin Gilbride had to make. This isn't uncharted waters here, though, for Eli Manning. He's been good this year in this quarter in bringing this team back.
He is the top-rated quarterback in the NFL in the 4th quarter as he completes to Bear Pasco. His first catch of the day, good for 7. Ninkovich on the tackle.
You look at where Eli Manning is right now in this game, completing under 50% and for well under 200 yards, and certainly, you know, not what was anticipated against this Patriots defense, a defense that was ranked last in pass defense.
Quick snap. Jacobs trying to fight for a first down. We'll see where they place the football. Brought down right at the marker. And it's a first down for the Giants. It's now Jacobs limps off. First down at the 25. Manning fires downfield and contact. There'll be a flag. Harrington with coverage of Manningham.
That's a hard one on Kyle Arrington. He was beat. So a well-thrown ball is a chance for a touchdown, but because it was underthrown.
Pass interference, number 24 defense. Automatic first down.
It's underthrown, and Arrington doesn't know exactly where the ball is because he can't get his head turned back around because he's beat. And then as Manningham comes back to try to make a play, there's contact made on it without Arrington trying to make a play on the ball himself.
It's a 35-yard penalty, setting up a first down at the Patriot 40. Completes. Nice catch by Victor Cruz. 11 yards and another Giant first down.
That was good protection up front. Eli's been under a little bit of pressure in this ball game. The Patriots have been able to get back there on him at times, but not on this play. Beatty, the left tackle, does a good job on Andre Carter. And then Eli really trying to have to shade the ball away from linebacker Guyton, but they're able to make the completion.
Inside field goal range as they hand to DJ Ware, who takes it inside the 25. Gary Guyton on the stop, a gain of 5. That was a big penalty on Kyle Arrington to set up this opportunity for the Giants, who trail by 3. Saw Jacobs leave with a little bit of a limp, not getting looked at, and he's on the sideline with DJ Ware in the backfield with Eli Manning. Manning completes to Barden. And Ramses Barden is down to the 15-yard line, and what a nice catch by a big-bodied receiver, 6'6", 224.
That was a risky throw by Eli Manning. It gets away from him a little bit, and Adams is in a position to where he might have been able to make a play on that had he have reacted a little bit quicker. But Barden, you're right. I mean, a big guy, a big body. He stretches out. He's able to snag it and pick up the first down.
I've been waiting for him for almost a year, coming off a broken left ankle last November. Here's Ware to the 10. And a nice drive helped along by that penalty, but here are the Giants with an opportunity down by 3. Second down at the Patriot 10-yard line. Second down and 5. Eli and Barden not on the same page. Barden went in. Eli threw to the far corner. Third down and 5.
Well, you can bet that Kevin Gilbride's going to try to call something that gives him a chance to pick this up, but yet be safe about it, knowing that they need to at least be able to come away with 3 points.
We welcome in a new audience. 13-10, New England on top. Third down and 5 for the Giants. We're trailing for the first time in this game. Here's another one. End zone. Manningham. Touchdown. touchdown.
You're going to see Manningham. He gives himself, he cuts his split a little bit before the snap of the ball, which allows then Eli Manning to have a lot of field to be able to lay that to the corner. Just gives him a lot of room to work on. A perfect throw by Eli Manning.
Getting both feet down. There is a flag in the back of the end zone.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 82 of the offense. The touchdown will be good. The penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
So that penalty should, in the end, give Brady a shorter field, as he will be trailing. With all 3 timeouts left on the scoreboard. And it's Tynes to make it a 4-point game.
False start, number 63, offense, 5-yard penalty, retry.
They get Jim Cordell. Meanwhile, the Giants were 1 for 11 on 3rd down prior to that 3rd down and 5 touchdown throw to Manningham. Tynes is going to try and make it here. That much tougher on the Patriots, where they will need to get into the end zone. Bad snap. Good hold. If you're just joining us, a 35-yard penalty on a pass interference on Kyle Arrington. And then working on Arrington. Manningham for the touchdown. Manning puts the Giants on top. So Manningham gets the 10-yard touchdown catch, but then is guilty of unsportsmanlike conduct. Here is that penalty, and it means the Giants will kick from the 20. It was the official in the background that threw the flag for unsportsmanlike conduct on Manningham.
Well, you knew on that 3rd down, or at least you anticipated, that Kevin Gilbride was not going to call something that would be contested or risk interception. So, you know, one of the easier throws then to try to make, if you don't make it, it's incomplete, is the fade route. They were able to convert it for the touchdown.
Pretty good kick by Tynes. This is McCourty. Bobbles it from inside the 15. Devin McCourty is out to the 35. Let's go for a game break. Here's Kurt.
And another score in that San Diego Green Bay game. After recovering an onside kick, Phillip Rivers hooks up with Vincent Jackson for the 3rd time today. And just like that, it's a 1-touchdown game. Just over 6 minutes left. Joe, Troy, and Pam, time permitting, will take your audience to the conclusion of that 45-38 contest.
A crazy game in San Diego. Different type here in this rematch of Super Bowl 42, a game that ended 17-14. Giants beating the Patriots out in Glendale. No flag is thrown. The pass is caught. Catch made by Deion Branch, good for 15 yards.
Well, last week in a similar situation for the Giants against the Miami Dolphins, they really had to rely heavily on that defensive front to get pressure, and boy, they need it right here on Tom Brady.
Here's Woodhead. That little body picking his way through defenders, good for 9 yards. He just kind of ducks down and hides.
They got a lot of those guys.
Yeah. Edelman, Welker, and Woodhead, who gets it here and gets a 1st down. To the 35 as we approach the 2-minute warning. Each side with all 3 timeouts left.
Well, you've got Perry Fuel knowing that, hey, don't give up the big play. We just can't give up the touchdown, so a lot of the underneath stuff's going to be open.
Here is a pass behind Woodhead with 2:01 left. And I'm not so sure that Brady and the Patriots offensively, as you look at the 34 career comebacks in the 4th quarter or overtime when tied or trailing, if they were hurrying up because of the clock, time's not really an issue. They were trying to get on a roll and keep this Giants offense, rather defense, on its heels. 2nd down and 10.
Louis.
2-minute warning coming up. Gronkowski to the 15. And with 1:54, Tom Brady is doing it again. Down by 4. First down when we come back. Tom Brady here today trying to tie his boyhood idol Joe Montana the Great. Joe Montana with career win number 117, which would make them tied for number 7 on the all-time list. He has his Patriots in position down by 4, first and 10 at the 15. Handoff is to Woodhead. Player lost his shoe and Woodhead is bent over backward as he gets out of bounds by Kenny Phillips. Gain of just 2.
Good tackle there by Kenny Phillips.
Umanura lost his shoe and Woodhead is slow to get up after this tackle. And who can blame him? That left knee. And it's 2nd down and 8. We look ahead to next week. Some good matchups. A doubleheader day on Fox. Saints and the Falcons, big battle in the South. The other matchups early, and then America's game of the week. The Lions at the Bears. Lord Pam and I will be out in the Bay Area for the Giants and the 49ers. And the entire NFC East is paying attention to this game, because at the start of the day was a 2-game lead for the Giants over Dallas. Dallas won. They beat Seattle. Philadelphia plays tomorrow night at home against Chicago. Washington lost again. They got off to a 3-1 start. They've now lost 4 straight. And again, this is the beginning of this march through a tough schedule for Tom Coughlin's Giants. At San Francisco, then at home against Philly, at New Orleans, at home against Green Bay, at Dallas. Second half of the season, they have the toughest schedule across the NFL.
Yeah, there's certainly no easy games in this league, as we all know. But this game starts for the Giants just a brutal 6-game stretch.
2 timeouts left as the Patriots had to use one. Woodhead could not get across the field. Second down and 8. Brady, Gronkowski through his hands, incomplete. And it's 3rd down.
They had exactly what they wanted. You're going to see Gronkowski. He's then got the inside position on Deion Grant because of the zone coverage. The linebacker comes up, and that was a good look at it for Tom Brady, and really a good throw. That's really where you want to put it, and one that Gronkowski would normally make.
Woodhead back in the game. 3rd down and 8. Patriots have to get it into the end zone, down by 4. Gronkowski, incomplete, covered by Grant. Trying to come back and get it. Now it's 4th down and 8.
Yeah, he got his hands on this one too. I couldn't tell exactly. Yep, at the last minute, it looked like Grant was able to knock it loose. If the ball had been thrown a little bit further, he's able to make a much better play on that. Well, that's a good stop by New York.
Off the hands of Gronkowski. Now it's 4th and 8. Timeout is taken
New York,
by the Giants. First down marker is at the 5. And this game in essence comes down to this 4th down play. The OT is coming up. As we ask you to stick around, where Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy bring you extended highlights, expert analysis, exclusive interviews, and a look ahead to next week's action. The OT presented by Lowe's. Coming up after the game only on Fox, and time permitting, we will get you to the end of what is a thrilling game between the Packers and the Chargers out west.
Well, they've had 2 good looks now to Gronkowski on 2nd and 3rd down, and they failed to capitalize on it. Now here on 4th down, we'll see, where they're able to go with the ball. Gronkowski probably be another good option here on 4th down as well. If they do make it and they do score, obviously there's still going to be plenty of time on the clock for Eli Manning.
This Giants defense has been good today, and they are asked one more time to make a stop. 4th down and 8. Brady slings it, caught, touchdown. There he is, 3 in a row. This time he caught it, Gronkowski. Missed one over the middle. Missed one at the near pylon, and now Gronkowski was there open. Brady found him, and the Patriots are back on top by 3.
You're going to see what Tom Brady saw. First, he's going to see the safety wide right here, Kenny Phillips. So what he knows is he's going to have Gronkowski one-on-one on the linebacker Boley, and then Gronkowski's going to push into the end zone and come back. Now Boley thought there was push off on the top of that route. He certainly got his left hand there. Could have been called offensive pass interference, but as soon as Brady saw where Kenny Phillips was lined up, he never looked anywhere other than Gronkowski and waited till he came out of that break in the end zone.
Just like in their Super Bowl, there have been 3 fourth-quarter lead changes in Glendale. It was Tom Coughlin's team that comes out on top, and here in Foxborough, it's Tom Brady with 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. Patriots are up by 3, but as you mentioned, there is time left, 1:36. 2 timeouts left for the Giants. Eli Manning got a lot of attention when he was asked in an interview if he considered himself an elite quarterback in that same class as Tom Brady, maybe an Aaron Rodgers, some of the others. He said yes. I don't know what else he was supposed to say. I mean, it seems ridiculous, but now with all the talk about that during the week, here's his chance. He and the Giants will be trailing by 3. And they'll start at the 20. Eli Manning has thrown an interception in the end zone. He has had 4 comebacks in the 4th quarter this season. And his team is down by 3 with 1:36 left. And the league's worst ranked defense, the worst ranked pass defense, will be tested here at the end of the game. Plenty of time. Manning finds Cruz, and Victor Cruz able to hang on, has a first down outside the 35. 18 yards from Eli Manning.
Initially Victor Cruz couldn't win on the route, but because Eli was able to escape the pocket, it gave Cruz an opportunity to redirect and get open. Initially, this is where Eli was wanting to go with the ball down the middle, but he couldn't get any separation from McCourty. But when he came back out of the route because of Eli being flushed, that's what then gave him the separation for the completion.
Here's a break for the Giants. Josh Barrett could not get up and get off the field. He needs help. A timeout is charged to New England, and that stops the clock with 1:18 remaining.
That was good coverage by Devin McCourty, and that's all you can ask from a defensive back. And if a guy has time to change his route and come back out of the route, then it means there's not enough pressure on the quarterback, and there wasn't on Eli Manning.
2 timeouts left. Down by 3. Extra men on the rush. Manning throws. Victor Cruz. This ball is incomplete. Chung came down with it. Now he's hurt. He gets up and limps back to the huddle as Chung was out of bounds when he hauled it in. And that's another Eli Manning throwing off the back foot, just putting it up for grabs.
He got pressure in his face inside, and you're right. He was fortunate.
2nd and 10. Manning over the middle. A lot of contact with Arrington and Victor Cruz. No flag, incomplete. 3rd and 10.
Now what we're seeing from the Patriots is they're playing man coverage underneath. They've got 2 safeties deep. And so the weakness then of that coverage is in the middle where Cruz is trying to go. That's where he was trying to go on the 1st down play that he got the completion. He's just been unable to win on the route.
Not as much contact as I initially thought, and now 2 downs to get 10 yards. If they need them. And that play, timeout was taken by New England.
Timeout, New England. 3rd and final team timeout.
And you knew we couldn't go the entire day without reminding you about Super Bowl 42 and the catch with David Tyree pinning it against his helmet. And then moments later, Plaxico Burress now playing for the Jets. For the final points of the day in a 17-14 Giants win. Spoiling what would have been a perfect season for the Patriots at 19-0. Remember, this is a Giants team playing today without Hakeem Nicks, who they miss. In a situation like this, it's 3rd and 10. Manning over the middle for Ballard. What a catch by Jake Ballard. And Ballard rolls down to the 33-yard line with a brilliant grab.
He may play a long time and not make a better catch than that one right there.
Giants hurry it up, under 50 to play. On 1st down, Manning gonna run. Eli Manning takes it down to the 20. And now he'll use one of his 2 remaining timeouts. And Troy, that gives us a chance to go back to that catch.
Ballard, he's trying to get to the middle of the field with man coverage, just as Cruz was trying to do. A ball thrown behind him. I think it was Chung, the safety, who thought he was going to come away with an interception. The ball was thrown right at the safety, but Ballard, it was Chung, but Ballard goes up and makes a great catch on this ball. That's an unbelievable play. Right after we show the catch by David Tyree in the Super Bowl, we got Jake Ballard making that catch up the seam, and then Eli Manning taking what they're playing so much man coverage on this possession that the guy they're not accounting for then is the quarterback. And you can run for a long ways until the defensive backs see that you've got the ball, and then they turn and then they're able to make a play on the quarterback. But now they're in field goal range. See now if they'll take some shots down the field.
That was a season-long 12-yard run by Eli Manning. 1 timeout left.
And they want to save that one for their field goal team.
Manning. Contact and a penalty flag. Victor Cruz ends up on the ground and a flag is thrown. Sergio Brown was in coverage.
Yeah, and I don't know where Eli was really throwing the ball. I mean, there was no chance to complete this pass. And when he threw it, I thought, uh-oh, this one might be intercepted.
Number 31 to the defense. Automatic 1st down.
He's got Arrington on his back, and then you've got the safety over the top, Sergio Brown. But the ball was thrown. If Eli had thrown that where a play could be made, Sergio Brown would have been there to get the interception. But with the contact now, 1st and goal from the 1.
That was a 20-yard penalty, and now Manning is in trouble. Throws incomplete for Ballard. So here are the Giants at the 1-yard line with a 2nd down and goal. What an opportunity for the Giants at the start of this tough stretch to get to 6-2 on the year.
I'm not so sure I wouldn't bring Brandon Jacobs in and try to run this ball here. And he's in. And then if you don't make it, you can call a timeout and throw it.
And they go to Jacobs. Brandon Jacobs does not get in. And now the Giants will spend their final timeout. And this brings up a real interesting call for the Giants. Kevin Gilbride, as it'll be 3rd and goal from that far away.
What a nice stop there by New England defensively. 1 yard to go. And they're able to stone Brandon Jacobs at the line of scrimmage. Well, now if you're Kevin Gilbride, you've got to believe they're going to take another shot, throw the ball. No way you run it here. I think I'd probably come back to the. Well, they're running in tight if they think that they can run the ball and then still have time to get the field goal team on.
Instead, Manning throws for the touchdown. Jake Ballard, who set it up, is in for the touchdown for the Giants. And Eli Manning does take his team down the field on the road at Foxborough, and he gets him into the end zone. And this will be a big one for Tom Coughlin and the Giants.
Well, what's interesting on the play was they went play action with 19 seconds. That would have been risky.
That makes it a 4-point game. 15 seconds left.
But because of the play action, you're going to see here, you're going to see the linebacker bites on the play action, and that's what then allows Ballard to get a step. They had to honor the play action. In 19 seconds, that would have been pretty risky if you run the ball there and the clock runs down. I mean, you got to be real careful with that. So you're going to throw it, but you still got to honor that defensively.
You know what, we've talked a number of times, not just today, about Eli Manning with his momentum going backward, kind of throwing off that back foot. He didn't step into that throw, but he delivered a strike to Jake Ballard, put it in a perfect spot. This guy who came to this Giants team as basically a blocking tight end, getting his opportunity with Kevin Boss going to the Raiders. He set it up with the big catch, and he cashes in from just outside the goal line. There have been 4 lead changes in this last quarter, and the Giants are on top by 4.
Well, Jake Ballard in college at Ohio State didn't have a lot of catches, and he would say that, well, I just didn't get a lot of opportunities. He's been telling everybody that he's a much better receiver than he had gotten credit for. If there was any doubts, those doubts have been eliminated here today. And a great drive by Eli Manning. He's been doing it all season long.
Here's Woodhead, the conventional deep kick off the foot of Tynes. And now with 12 seconds left and no timeouts, here's what is likely coming to an end. First of all, there will be no career win number 117 for Tom Brady. The Patriots had won 20 straight at home during the regular season, 18 straight against the NFC, dating back to '02 and a loss to Green Bay. And Tom Brady had won 31 straight here at home during the regular season. And now he and the Patriots are 12 seconds away from a loss. No timeouts. Brady. Pass is broken up. And it was Phillips who made the play on Edelman. Now 6 seconds remain. This game was 0-0 at the half. And we've seen 44 points go on the scoreboard here in what has been a thrilling second half. Pass interference call on Sergio Brown set up the Giants at the 1. And Ballard with a touchdown catch. Here's Woodhead, and now the laterals. Back to Mankins, and that'll do it. The Giants win it by 4, 24-20. And Eli Manning with 2 touchdown passes over the final 3 minutes, 3 seconds.